Yo, how's it going, everybody? My name is, of course, LL, and today I'm going to be doing a sponsored review out of Hive blockchain. So we're going to be exploring what exactly is Hive about. We're going to be looking at their dApps and also their ecosystem. And obviously, I have reviewed a bunch of their dApps in the past, which you can find on the channel. Some of those videos are still valid, and some of them might be a bit more outdated. Now, Hive was originally born out as a hard fork out of Steam, which was created by Dan Larimer. And Dan Larimer was obviously known from creating BitShares, then he went to create on Steam, then he went to create EOS, then Voice, and now he's working on his newest blockchain project known as Clarion. And basically what happened 2 years ago with Steam was that Justin Sun, the CEO of Tron, basically went out and bought the domain Steemit, which is one of those blogging bases for the blockchain, and also bought majority of the developers and the shares of the company in terms of the tokens, and basically made the chain centralized, and this made the community to hard fork out of Steam, and then this is how basically Hive was born. So let's kind of explore a bit about the Hive ecosystem before we jump into the dApps and the projects that are building on Hive. So Hive is an ecosystem where there's multiple types of dApps and interfaces basically interacting with the blockchain. At its base core, Hive is serving as a blogging platform, and we're going to be explaining that a bit more. There's 3 tokens. There is Hive, then there is Hive Power, which is basically a staked form of Hive. This gives you voting power, and this will increase your ways to get rewards on the platform. And then there is Hive Dollar, which is a form of a stable coin in the ecosystem. There are multiple types of wallets in the blockchain, and everybody will have their own custom name like they do in EOS or Wax, for example. So there's no random numbers and strings. Everybody basically gets out own name that they get to choose, or they can choose a random one, and then you get multiple forms of private keys, which some are only giving you rights to delegate, some are giving you only rights to post, and so on. And basically, the Hive token can be found on multiple different exchanges. I'm going to leave my exchange recommendations down below, but it's on popular exchanges like Binance and Bittrex. What you need to understand is that Hive is a perfect ecosystem for people of less fortunate circumstances to start on, because there's not really a lot of money investment needed in Hive. Even starting out with $5 or $10 in Hive can skyrocket you really well if you just know what you're doing and post quality content. So the base foundation of Hive is these block sites. And basically, these are hubs for different types of content. So one of the things we're going to be looking later are Peaked, Leo Finance, Travel, and all of these are kind of working out on a certain specific niche. Anybody can basically start out their own blocking platform. Like I can start out something that is only focused on esports. And by upvoting these posts on the platform, people will be getting rewards in Hive. And in some of these secondary hubs, basically, you will get Hive and also their native tokens. So in Leo Finance, which we're going to be looking at in a second, you are getting Leo and also Hive from these posts. And more Hive you have powered up, so more Hive power you have, more you can upvote people's posts, and this will basically give out more rewards for people. And this is basically just made for content creators, whatever you're a writer, a musician, video creator, this is the platform for you. And basically the voters get a part of the rewards, and the people whose posts also get voted also get the rewards. And you can make a really nice amount of money if you know what you're doing on the platform and providing high valuable content. And people are really making nice amounts of money in the platform, even during the bear markets. And obviously there's a lot of very intrinsic mechanisms inside it, but the rewards have an actual timeout, so you're not getting them immediately when you're upvoted. There's a bit of a timeout until you're getting the rewards, and half of your rewards will be broken down into HP, which is the Hive Power, and half of it will go into Hive or HBD, which stands for the Hive Dollar. And the Hive Block is the most basic one. It's kind of like a, carbon copy of the Steemit website. Very similar interface. And all types of contents really do well. Photography, animal content, most amount of that talks about Hive and stuff like that are doing really well as well. Then we have Leo Finance, another interface using the Hive blockchain, and this one is more about finance and crypto. So this is not a content where you're going to be finding pictures out of doggies and stuff like that. And this is something, if you post crypto content, this is definitely the place you want to really post your content into. And this is where I share mostly my own content, because this is where you get most amount of uploads if you do crypto content. Obviously, it needs to be understand that with different niches, you want to be in a different platform when it comes to that. But Leo Finance is definitely one of their own popular platforms. They have their own DEX as well. So you have the Comp Finance, which is bridged into Finance Smart Chain. And then you have the Leo Finance and the Leo DEX, which basically serves out as a DEX to, trade out most of the different tokens that are basically created out on this blockchain. And then we have Peaked, another one that has a pretty nice interface. And this one I always usually most using. And it's very similar. It's not necessarily specifically based on any other niche or something, but I just like the interface a lot more than I do of the normal HiveBlog. And here I can go into my profile, so you can follow me at Liger Woods. And here I have posted some of my content here, for example, earlier on the year. Now I kind of post them on Leo Finance. And you can see the rewards, how much of Hive I've gotten from each single post. It's pretty interesting, and it's a very nice system, and it really helps out us content creators a lot, as long as you're able to build out proper community. And then you can also access your wallet here, and here I'm just claiming my rewards, what I've gotten, and this is how much HP I have, and this is how much Hive dollars I have, and you can send them from here, send to the savings account, and things like these. Then we have Travel, which is basically created for mostly people who are traveling, so you're in the paradise or something. This is the perfect for you. There's some dApps like this which are exclusively on mobile, so if you're a mobile user, this might be more upon your alley. You like to travel a lot. This can be a nice platform you to explore on. Then we also have a video platform which has been built on top of Hive called TreeSpeak, a freedom of speech based platform. There's all types of contents here. They have also their own token, if I'm not mistaken. And it has come a long way since I've last talked about it on the channel. There's a shop and community things, and it's overall a pretty nice platform for videos. There's a way to, if I remember right, you can straight up upload, or you can just also add a direct YouTube link as well. Another one also that is doing videos is DTube, and this is for video content, obviously. And definitely one to look out. And then there are also building out this SPK network, which is kind of like the next big thing, and allowing people decentralized, censorship-resistant content protocol for platforms and breakaway communities. The protocol for decentralized YouTube to operate, gain network ownership, and easily integrate the SPK network with your platform. So basically, you can create your own tokenomics, breakaway communities, whatever niche you're on, politics, conspiracy theories, Legos, whatever. And here's like a good, Web 3 versus Web 2.0. And the idea of the SPK network is basically to become, resistant to censorship, and that's what Bitcoin was initially supposed to be about, and it's kind of led into a very reverse situation. And there's going to be a decentralized storage, network service nodes, and there's a lot of things you want to really look into this. And there's going to be a minor claim drop of sorts, which you're going to be doing monthly. I'm not sure if this has started out yet, but definitely something to keep your eyes on if you're on the Hive ecosystem, and allowing people to basically get into these decentralized video platforms, which we truly, truly need as of right now. Moving on, we have also Vim, which is a streaming platform, and this was kind of alongside with DLive, once it used to be still on the Hive blockchain / Steam blockchain. And basically this is a decentralized streaming platform, another alternative for Twitch and stuff like that, which have pretty censorship heavy platforms altogether. It's still a bit on the bare bones, but I think the quality here on this stream, for example, is not half bad. So something to also look into if you're looking into place to stream. I think they need to do a bit of marketing more in order to move on as a platform, but still, you know, a normal place to also look into. And one of their biggest dApps right now is Splinter Lands, and this is basically, you know, by far the largest blockchain game right now, even technically bigger than Alien Worlds, if we can call that even a game. And this has been around for a long time. I remember they started in Steam. I bought one of the first packs, and they have gone a long way since then. They have launched their own token, which is being distributed on a, was it weekly or a daily basis for people who are holding assets on the ecosystem. So basically owning cards, Splinter and tokens, champion points, land plots, which I bought. They were, by the way, really high returns on those. We're talking about, I don't know, 20-30x for a lot of those assets, and card packs and liquidity pools. And these tokens can be bridged into Hive, Binance Smart Chain, Wax, Ethereum, Steam, and even Tron. So it's a very big game, and a lot of big players. They have done a lot of marketing, even seen some of their videos on YouTube. Might have to do a more full video at some point looking at how the game works and how you can play. And I think it's free to entry, so everybody gets a bunch of free cards which are not tradable on the ecosystem, and they can start grinding and basically learning out the game. So very accessible game in a lot of ways, and definitely one of the flagship projects on the Hive blockchain altogether. Moving on, we also have the NFT Showroom, which is kind of like the go-to-go marketplace for NFTs on the Hive blockchain. Another one to definitely look into. This is a very clean layout. I kind of like it. Probably going to be releasing my own NFT here very, very soon. A one-of-a-kind release. And, you know, a bunch of different art. I don't know if there's actually inbuilt royalty systems or things like these, but it seems to at least support auctions here, which is very nice. So always, you know, having the support for NFTs can be bringing a lot of people to your blockchain. So that is a very, very bullish signal in my opinion. And a lot of earnings here, NFTs, recent art sales, total verified creators. So definitely one to look into if you want to get into a very more artsy based of NFTs in the ecosystem. And as a last project I want to really feature here is a DeFi one called Dlease, which basically allows you to lease your Hive or Hive power basically to other people, or basically Hive. And this allows you to basically get a nice APR on your lease. So in case you're going on a vacation, you don't have time to vote on the ecosystem with your Hive power, which gets you rewards normally, you can just delegate them to Dlease and it gets rented out to other people. You can set out your duration and the amount you're going to be leasing, and this is the amount you're going to be paid out daily on this smart contract basically on the platform. So it's a very nice system to basically lease out your current power on the ecosystem. That reminds me I should get back into this. And that's kind of my rundown of the Hive ecosystem. There's a bunch of different dApps also to explore on their main website, multiple video platforms, games which have been released, and social platforms which are on mobile and on desktop. And also there is, games I already mentioned, a lot of tools also which allow you to do different types of things on the ecosystem. And as I said, even though this is sponsored, I'm still a weekly user of the blockchain. I still hold Hive, and it's recently I've seen very, very nice gains, and this is probably due to the failure of Facebook, which is driving more people into decentralized platforms and seeing the value of decentralized systems, which are not so, they are more secure against attacks from the outside. But thanks for watching. I will be seeing you guys on the next video, whenever it may be. Until then, cheers.